Hey, Marvel fans, this is Dylan.
I'm Quinn.
And thanks for joining us. Today is Thursday, and we are talking about Marvel Studios' What If episode, Season 1, Episode 9, the season finale. And we've got some Marvel Cinematic Universe news, teasers, and speculation about what's to come, so don't miss out. This is the FOMO Show. MCU edition. I forgot to add. So, like we said, I am Quinn. And this is Dylan. Flip that, reverse it. Willy Wonka style. Once again, thanks for watching, whether you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Please like, subscribe, hit the little bell icon. Let me find it over here. I was like, okay, I'm not prepared. Where's my bell?
Ding!
There's my bell. That was not the bell I was prepared for. I wasn't ready. Yeah, that way you know when we drop a new video, when we go live, or when we don't go live, like last week. Because this guy was getting married.
Hi.
And we're back together in person for the season finale. This is epic. Oh, you gonna make me do it? Whoop whoop. Yay. Yeah. All right. So, also don't forget to check out that website at www.broken.pictures.com. I like that.
It's not enough room. We're so upset.
Yeah. So also just stay healthy out there and keep those numbers going down so that we can continue to meet in person and not have to
quarantine.
People, yeah, because it's so we can be in person, not so people don't die. Yep. So with that, let's like we said, Quinn got married. Quinn and Shay got married, and I was lucky enough to be in this wedding. And
yes,
man, I had some smooth digs. You can check out my my Twitter. By the way, that's our Twitter handles on the bottom of the screen there.
Oh, hey, I got one good eye. Yeah.
Quinn forgot his glasses today.
I forgot my glasses. They're somewhere. So,
yeah.
But that I think that's Twitter handle. Right. There. Neat.
I'm just gonna say, okay. Just I'm always paranoid that the sound is not on. So, all right. If you're out there and you're listening, shoot me a message or something and let me know that sounds okay. All right, because we always get like halfway through a thing and then Shay, his wife, is like, guys, or somebody. Yeah. It's like, we can't hear you. Luckily, like some random friend on Facebook or something just out of the blue will happen to be watching that day and be like, hey guys, where are you?
There's no sound.
Yeah.
What's happening?
So, yeah. Yeah, that's somebody in their tuner outside.
Okay. Well, all right.
So, yeah, I'll go ahead and pass it over to you, man.
Here we go. If you haven't left now, well, it's too late because almost. Yeah, after I'm done, it's too late. This is your spoiler alert. We are going to be talking about the season finale of Marvel's What If.
Sorry, I was trying to find the middle of the little...
And yeah. You've been warned.
Throw off your groove. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
It's weird being in person. Like before we started, I was like, I left the oven on. I have that feeling something is not right. I don't know what's up. But we got to figure it out. So
got it.
We are good.
Bam, bam, bam.
So let's go into MCU news, and so just a lot of crazy things going on. I don't know. I felt the conspiracy. I was feeling the conspiracy theories thing, just because the speculation. So So there is something I forgot to mention last week or week before last. It's been going on for a little bit. So Marvel is having this issue where they might lose the rights to certain characters. I think Spider-Man, I should have looked deeper into this. I've forgotten since I've read it. But some big characters they might lose the rights to. I think it's the Kirby estate.
Oh.
Yeah. So, so this goes back to a law that was kind of decided a couple years back, which was actually kind of correcting something that Disney broke in the first place. Because you know how old Mickey Mouse is, right?
Yeah.
At a certain point, things go into the public
domain.
Public domain, right? Mickey Mouse did not, because Disney sued to, or campaigned or whatever, lobbied to
extend it.
Yeah, to extend that so that they would not.
So Mickey Mouse can be used by everybody and their mama.
Yeah, and so Mickey Mouse doesn't go into public domain, and they can continue making money off it because that's like their, that's their mascot.
Yeah, that's their deal.
Yeah, that's their whole deal. And I mean, there's an argument to be had on both sides of that. So it was sort of kind of corrected recently. I don't know if you remember a couple years back with Gale Ann Hurd, who is famous now for The Walking Dead. Very, very instrumental in bringing the Terminator to life and that script. And those rights, right after the last movie that they made, she sued, and there was the rights were to revert after. So basically, at the end of all this, the rights were to revert to the original creator of a property after a certain point. And so it's kind of like in the original deal that creators cut. At a certain point, they get the rights back. Like the corporations use it for a certain time, and then they get the rights back. But over time, encroachment, these companies, like Terminators, 20 years later, it's like, oh, we're still using this. You know what I mean? Sure you are. Not well. So Gale Ann Hurd and a couple others out there in the stratosphere who are creators of big properties like that were actually poised through litigation to get those properties back. And and that's when there was talk of rebooting Terminator and bringing it into a TV show or something like that, because the original she was wanting to do that. Because of that, that same type of situation, Marvel is pre-suing the Kirby estate. I think it's the Kirby estate to keep these properties from turning back over because they are in the middle of using them. Yeah. So I mean, there's an argument to be had on each side. It's like, okay, well, you had so long to use it, and now it's not my fault.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's an argument to be had on either side. And I'm not saying which one is right. I don't know. I get both sides of the argument. If I was on either side, I would pull for that side. I get it, but I'm not a lawyer. I don't know how any of that works. But as a creator, I would want my stuff back. But as someone who loves making movies, if I was in the middle of doing that, I would want to be able to continue.
I think. So I feel like the issue where all this comes about is like, so these the major, we'll say just the two biggest off the top of our heads, like DC and Marvel both have such a deep catalog of characters,
and Kirby is entrenched in both of those.
Both. And so, like, if you make a Batman movie, there's no way you're going to get every Batman villain in the movie. Same thing with, like, anybody else that you do. Like, there'll be things that you can pick and choose and see what works and what doesn't work, and some stuff is just, like, Condiment Man. And so there's it's just, like, when Warner Brothers and Disney both are going in there and they're telling their folks in Marvel and DC to make movies, they have this such broad catalog of stuff that some stuff just falls to the wayside and doesn't get used. And then when you're about to lose it, it's like, wait, stop. We want to use it. Please don't take it away from us.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll give Condiment Man a movie.
Could you imagine them not being able to? I mean, some people want this, but could you imagine not having Batman movies? You know what I mean? Because because Bob Kane's estate decided, you can't use Batman anymore. We're sick of seeing Batman.
Yeah.
Because it's totally at their mercy. Or I mean, I think maybe the better way would be for these big companies to lease those properties from the estates or something to that effect.
Yeah.
But of course, these companies don't want to pay that because they already have the rights. And,
I mean, they can make the money back real fast.
oh, I'm sure, yeah.
Merchandise sells like hotcakes.
Dude, and that is a big issue there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so much so that I think even Marvel went through, and because there's a tax difference of like 5% or something, whether something is labeled a doll or an action figure, and they sued to have their dolls called action figures, so they didn't have to pay the tax price of dolls.
Because there's a pink tax on dolls?
Yeah.
That's... All right.
Yeah.
We're going to walk away
nuts.
from that one real quick. All right. So, okay. No, that might be 50. Hold on. Okay. Even if, like, say, Disney, we'll just use Disney. And we'll also use Spider-Man because that's the first one that came to my head. If Disney, like, has something for Spider-Man and it makes $1 million and...
Or $1 billion.
Or
which is
$1 billion. But we'll use
the last movie made $1 billion.
We'll use $1 million because $1 million's just reasonable at this point.
$1 million, sir.
$1 million isn't a lot anymore. How much is a lot then?
$1 billion.
So even if like they lease out the property for 5% of every $1 million that is made, that's still $50,000 to the creator of whatever property they're leasing out to.
And $50,000 seems like a lot, but when you're shoveling billions, it's like, wait, where's my piece?
And that's just 5%. If they ask for any more than that, the price just keeps racking up, keep tacking on a zero.
Or you turn out like RDJ when you're making Avengers movies where he gets a cut and he ends up making what was like $20 billion off the Avengers movies.
That's so much money. What do you do with that?
I mean, well deserved. That the MCU would not be here without RDJ.
Yeah, I don't even know what that looks like.
Yeah, it's like just give me some crumbs. Take some crumbs. I'll take 1% of that. Just 1%.
1%. Like at the end of National Treasure. 3% was plenty, 10% was too much. Pan away to giant house.
He's like in his Lambo. So yeah, there's a big discussion and debate to be had there. Moving on to the next thing, Agatha Harkness is going to get her own Disney Plus spinoff show, and this is also part of a bigger deal with Catherine Hahn cutting. So she might have kind of pushed for this, I don't know, but she has also signed a deal to show up in other movies and stuff too. So we will be getting more Agatha Harkness.
Cool, we got our reoccurring villain. I was curious how that was going to happen without Loki being a full-on hero now. Yeah.
So she could. I mean, and she's amazing.
Yeah.
There's a couple different ways that the spinoff could go. It could be a prequel, or it could be her getting out, of Wanda's mind trap. And she would be pissed. She would have good reason to, because that was pretty dark, Wanda.
Yeah, so I guess when we get more on that, more to come, I guess.
Yeah, and Agatha's got a very interesting backstory there too.
She does. And then that could go into all the stuff with New Salem and all that. And also,
Yeah.
we never figured out why the bunny was called Scratchy. So, you know. Mm-hmm. So,
and also could very, very, very well spin off into the cosmic direction that the MCU is going with, like the Mount Wundagore and the High Evolutionary and all that kind of stuff.
it's Mephisto. It's always Mephisto.
It's always Mephisto. We might very well see Mephisto. I mean, there's heavy hints in that show. I don't care what you say. Should have been Mephisto. All right, so, and another announcement that came, I think, yesterday, the day before, James Gunn on Twitter confirmed that Will Poulter, Mr. Eyebrows himself, will play Adam Warlock. And if you have only seen Will Poulter in We're the Millers, which he's fantastic in, then go watch some Will Poulter movies, and this guy has got some chops, man. He is really good.
It's really good.
At first, I was like, he's good, but is he Adam Warlock?
Is he? He's. I can see him.
But the more images I see of him, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. Let's grow his hair out, make it a little wavy, man. And those eyebrows just add that drama, you know. It's like, I thought I had the best eyebrows in the biz.
Apparently
not.
Not Star-Lord. Drax. Drax will definitely make fun of his eyebrows.
Oh yeah. So yeah, that's another big thing with Guardians 3 coming up, which they're about to start filming here in a couple weeks. James Gunn has confirmed that there will be a major character death. Yeah. Dave Bautista said that's the end of the line for Drax anyway, so we're either probably going to see Rocket or Drax end, because another thing that James Gunn has said about Guardians 3 is that everything that he's been working toward with Rocket, we're going to see that wrap up as far as like his character arc. Okay. And so we could very well, with Adam Warlock in there, see the High Evolutionary, who originally I think he was created by humans to be the next step of evolution, but the High Evolutionary had some part in that, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
And also with Rocket, he basically just toyed with Rocket and creating and all that kind of stuff.
Oh crap! Rocket's about to die. Thanks, Bradley Cooper. You're great. Yeah, that's right.
Who also appeared as him, like in human form in the first one as one of the pilots.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Yes.
That was me like, hey. All right, so whoops. All right, so another thing that came out today. Let me pull this up.
Oh yeah.
Tom Holland in an interview kind of hinted that Spider-Man No Way Home might be the end of the line for him as Spider-Man in the Spider-Man franchise. He said, we're all treating No Way Home as the end of a franchise. Let's say, I think if we were lucky enough to dive into these characters again, you'd see a very different version. It would no longer be the Homecoming trilogy. So he could very well be speaking of just the progression of the character, or he could be talking about his run as Spider-Man. But I mean, he's gone on record several times saying that he wants to play Spider-Man until the day he dies.
Yeah.
But Christian Bale said the same thing about Batman too. So, I mean, people change, people grow.
People change.
Tom Holland's career is blowing up, obviously, for obvious reasons. He's very talented too.
Zack Snyder could have asked. It's fine. I'm not upset about it.
Zack Snyder?
He could have asked. It's fine.
Ask what?
He could have asked Christian Bale to be Batman. It's fine.
Got you. The more I see Affleck in good like parts as Batman, I like it. But at first I was like, Affleck, man, stop casting Batman as Bruce Wayne and cast him as Batman. He needs to be borderline Joker. That's why Bale was a good Batman, because it's freaking crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
One day away from Joker. That's the difference. That's how you cast Batman. Don't cast Bruce Wayne. I'm sorry. Soapbox. Okay. I'm going to get down.
All right. But yeah, so well, if this is the end, who knows where it could go? We still haven't seen Venom.
I mean, we haven't seen Venom. There's supposedly a big major tie-in at the end at like the after credits to Spider-Man.
And
But that's all I know specifically. Like, I'm trying to make sure I go watch it this weekend, maybe. If you want to work it out or whatever. We've had, we had a wedding to deal with this past week. I mean, you more than I, obviously.
Because I remember when the movie first came out, or the day before it came out, it had the Tom Hardy posted Venom going, and then no spoilers above the head. So the last time that happened was when that happened. So, major things. It has to be.
It's got to be. I mean, it's kind of one of those things like Sony, like a couple years back before COVID, announced that they were doing a Madam Web movie, and now they've just kind of like rolled that back and like, shh, we didn't say that. We didn't say that. It's like you say Madam Web, and it's like, okay, it's all out there. Like anything's possible, and where the Spider-Verse is, like she is the watcher of the Spider-Man universe.
Yeah. And she is called. I remember the old Spider-Man cartoon where she, called all the Peters together, and he had to go to each of their worlds to help out. And then the last one, he got to meet Stan Lee because the other one was just an actor. And I was like, that's really sweet.
Aww.
And now watching it now, it's going to make me cry as an adult.
I really want to see James Gunn. I think this is the end of the road for him, too, as far as like the Marvelverse. So he's going to do the holiday special, Guardians holiday special for next year. He said, don't sleep on that. He's going to introduce a major character. Plus, it's going to be hilarious. I mean, it's very inspired by the Star Wars holiday special, which cult fan favorite. And then following in 2022 will be, or 2023 rather, will be Guardians 3, and after that he's going to go do another DC movie, which he hasn't said what it is, but maybe Suicide Squad 2 or something else. Who knows?
I don't know. Booster Gold. No, don't. But do.
If Nathan Fillion.
Yeah.
I mean, but he's already the detachable kid. But DC,
was that Nathan Fillion?
It was. Quinn's so.
What a crappy film.
Every freaking movie, he's got some people that do every single movie with him. Like he just brings them in, like his brother Sean Gunn. Every freaking movie, he's gonna play a live action character and a CGI character. He was the Weasel and Calendar Man.
Disgusting. I hate the Weasel so much.
It's so good. I love the Weasel. This is a werewolf! Oh my god!
The Weasel's dead.
He rises under a full moon. Amazing. Sorry, I probably just spoiled that. But spoilers. This is Marvel. We're gonna get back on track here. This is the name of the game. I mean, if you've ever seen this before, this is what you get.
This is what you get. Let's get to the show. All right. Anything else on Spider-Man, Tom Holland?
I don't think so.
Okay. All right.
It's only 2 months away.
It's only 2 months away.
And we don't even have a movie poster. Like, theaters are using fan-made movie posters because there's no movie poster for No Way Home.
Wow. They're serious about this.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Hawkeye has 2 teasers. A Hawkeye teaser came out today, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Another second.
And Hawkeye's doing that weekly crap, too. God dang, just give me all of it at once.
That's the next one.
Yes.
November.
So the first 2 episodes will drop, just like how WandaVision did. Like, so... Just give it all to me at once.
Yeah.
Whatever. Okay, it's fine.
But then we can't do this. I mean,
Then we can't.
we could, but it would be a lot longer. It'd be a lot longer. We talk for an hour about a half-hour show.
All right, here we go.
Banter, man, banter. It's like a radio show, video podcast. Okay, I'm sorry. As you were.
All right. Season 1, Episode 9. What if the Watcher broke his oath? Wait, here's the description. What if the Watcher broke his oath?
The creative minds over at Disney and Marvel, man.
So,
They're serious about not like. Okay, so you don't want to reveal any spoilers about the episode, yet the Guardians of the Multiverse circle thing has been showing on every freaking teaser. Every time you turn around, every other ad when you're scrolling. Oh yeah, what? No, I didn't know that was coming. Come on.
since the beginning. Hilarious. All right. So I'm going to give this episode a 9 Infinity Crushers out of 10.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Yes.
Only 9?
Only not. There's one reason why.
Okay.
One reason.
After the first watch, I was like, pretty good. Excuse me. My yeah. But man, maybe I'm just in a good mood. But I'm gonna say 11 out of 10.
11?
11 Zolas out of out of 11. Man, just that Zola in the belly, I was just like, ah.
He did. They did the thing finally. That's neat. Well, my one thing, and it has nothing to do with the actual show itself. It wasn't long enough. That's the only thing.
It was super epic, man. It was like in-game level build-up, but man, it was just over so quickly.
Yeah.
And there were so many like great animation, like callbacks and just visual cues. And, like
Everything was great.
Killmonger doing Vegeta. It's like, ah! He was Super Saiyan.
Yeah, it was cool. Doctor Strange was the MVP.
Dude, Doctor Strange is the freaking man. There's a meme that shows the Guardians of the Multiverse all together.
100%.
100%, and then 99% it's just him.
Homies wasn't lying.
Yeah.
Man said, all right, let me here, put a thing on you, put a thing on you. New player has entered. Black Widow comes in. All right, here, protection spell on you. All right, level 20 wizards are ridiculous.
Yeah, in the background the whole time when he's like, "Oh, let me just do a dragon real quick." He's like, "Oh, you were holding back on me." I'm just like, "Come on." And then he's like, "Oh, you're gonna get big? I got big too."
I got me too.
And he hits him with the tentacles.
Hits him with the tentacles. Captain Carter's like, hold on, fam, wait.
He's like,
What is
"Wait."
you not telling me?
What happened to you? Love, same as you. It's like, not exactly.
Not exactly.
But, you know, Peggy's, she's sweet. So she was like, okay.
So it started off with Captain Carter and Black Widow. I don't know.
The Winter Soldier.
Yeah, sure, maybe. I've been thinking about what that would actually
That whole
be called.
opening, yeah, oh yeah.
It wouldn't be the one because Bucky didn't lose. Bucky didn't fall.
Yeah.
So
So obviously the teaser at the end is Steve.
it's Steve. So either Steve's the version of the Winter Soldier or the Stomper.
The Winter Stomper.
That doesn't
I was gonna
sound-
say I keep wanting to call it Ironmonger, but that's not the same.
the Hydramonger.
The Iron Stomper?
The Iron Stomper.
Hydra Ironmonger Stomper?
The Hydra. Captain America. Wait, no, not Captain America. Captain Carter and the Hydramonger.
Hydramonger.
Oh well. Well,
Yeah.
we'll figure it out. Well, hopefully, season 2, Captain Carter will get her second movie, which is whatever version of the Winter Soldier.
I would love to see Haley Atwell show up as Captain Carter in the multiverse
Boy, howdy.
of madness or something like
That
that.
would be so great.
Agatha Harkness, multiverse of madness, would be very interesting to see her show up in
Her
that.
and Wanda rematch.
Dude, could you imagine if like he is like, okay, Wanda, we got to fix this. let me call up my friend Agatha. Well, you did what to Agatha? Like she's got issues, but we need her.
Who else? Yes, that would be interesting.
And then they've got to team up, and they're just like
butting heads the whole time.
The whole time, you know.
Yep. Oh, I didn't throw that at you. Sorry.
Yeah. And she's over there just like doing hocus pocus, like trying to suck her soul off of her.
Ow. Yes.
Children.
So then, the beginning sequence of the show, after the Captain Carter, whatever second movie, enter name here, we had, whatchamacallit? It's a hand. The Watcher, there we go. I couldn't, we had the Watcher come in and just start, well, he only picked up one person.
Oh, yeah, like, I choose you.
Like they're Pokemon. And and everybody was, I'm assuming everybody else is like, okay, sure. We go through.
Yeah, and by the way, Peggy and Natasha, the besties we didn't know we needed.
No, didn't
like,
know. That
amazing.
was so great.
Like, we missed out on that connection there.
Just give me season 2 and that's all it is.
And I mean, so I know that Scarlett Johansson just had like a little run-in with Disney. Yeah. Her and Marvel are good, but after they just closed the deal, she's still got another project in the works with Disney. So she's like, I'm happy to keep working with Disney. So
they just had to pay me my money. That's all.
I'm saying. And plus, you don't like burn bridges with the biggest company in the world.
No.
Plus, I mean, please come back. That's all I'm saying. Please come back.
One more shot. That's all we asked.
Especially after this episode where we saw like badass widow, like. I mean, she's like
the
last
red
one
Guardian
standing.
Shield. They up there. Literally, they were just bouncing the shield and bouncing him back and forth on the shield.
Like that's our entry back in. Like, bring her back.
So cool.
That's all I'm saying.
And then she got put into War World, basically. Because her world was dead. She was the only surviving person on the planet. That's sad.
Yep.
Wow. But yeah, so everybody got picked.
Imagine Clint's face. Like,
man, he would have been. Yeah. And then if he had just survived a little longer, he could have been there too. And then he would have got put into the war world where his wife and child would have still been. Just hang on.
that was also the most badass version of Clint too, with the robot arm and everything.
Dangerous. Really?
I used to have the haircut, but I'm not one of the haircut haters. I thought it was hard edge or whatever, but
I like it.
He's still got his tats.
Yes. So after the Watcher picks who he picks, we got a pick that we didn't reckon, or that we didn't see in this season, which would have been the 9th to this actual 10th episode, I assume, which is Gamora.
Yeah.
And
so why Gamora?
I guess this Gamora is.
Yeah. So from the way, I mean, he said, champion of Sakaar.
Yeah.
So from what I understand, the episode that we missed was Tony versus Gamora, and it was on some of the teasers out there, or the leaks of the episode list that came out before. But because of COVID or whatever, they couldn't get it to the finish line in time, so they kind of tagged it onto the next one. I think next season. I hope we get to see that. So basically, what happened, from what I understand, is at the end of Avengers, when Tony is falling through the wormhole, it closed before he got there. Yeah. And he gets lost in space, like Hulk or Bruce Banner and Loki or whatever, and falls into Sakaar, and of course all that junk makes himself this Sakaarian Hulkbuster armor, and basically has the same storyline as Thor, but it's Gamora at the end rather than Hulk. Like, she's the champion.
Okay.
And he has to go against her, and they end up overthrowing and going after Thanos and all that kind of stuff.
Which, that universe changes everything more than anything. Because if they go after Thanos before this can happen and destroy the... we don't know if Thanos was dead. I don't know if they confirmed that or not.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I think because he was talking about, what can we do to... He was still obsessed with putting a...
armor around the universe.
Yeah, which was super dangerous.
That's way worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why I think the Watcher was like, not you, Stark.
No, not you, Tony.
Yeah. But also, at the same point, I think Tony's death... We've seen Tony die so many times.
This is the only one he didn't die.
Yeah. And I think, in that episode, he didn't actually die. He went with Gamora. So, I think his death is like an absolute point in time.
Yeah.
Because, obviously, just as far as storytelling, like, you can't really change, you can't get to the victory, or you can't spoil the victory if Tony is alive, because Tony's going to get you to the victory line.
Yeah. So
you got to remove him to have an alternate version.
Tony's death is in the Killmonger world, or Killmonger universe, where he ends up basically taking over Wakanda. Tony's death was the trigger that allowed him to basically have a war with himself for Wakanda. And also in the universe where Loki ends up taking over, where Ant-Man, Yellow Jacket.
That's where Black Widow ended up.
That's what Black Widow ended up. Where Yellow Jacket ends up killing the Avengers before they become the Avengers. Tony was the first one to die.
Hangry Pym.
Hangry Pym. I'm trying to think which other one he was in that he died in.
All of them.
All of them.
Yeah, the Pym one, the King Killmonger one. Oh, dude, I'm trying to think. The zombie one, obviously.
Zombie one, yeah.
Then the Vision Ultron one, because
Vision Ultron, because
he killed everybody.
So Tony's death is a trigger for the MCU as pretty much like, here's Tony, and once he dies, everything's either going to go bad or good. So, catalyst.
Yeah, it depends on when he dies, how things turn out too.
Yeah.
Just like we saw how that works with the Dark Doctor Strange episode, where her death is an absolute point, and no matter what he did, it happened just at different times and different places. Yep.
She has to die for him to exist, and the universe, regardless, needs him to exist.
Yeah, but it was only an absolute point in his universe, because obviously in our universe, the proper MCU proper, Prime, or whatever you want to call it, she's still alive.
He just loses his hands.
Yeah. Which, he would have loved to have been that Doctor Strange.
He would have loved.
Poor guy. Maybe that's why he's turns and is so. So there's a rumor that he will appear in Multiverse of Madness, like Dark Doctor Strange. There is a scene. There's a rumor that there's a scene where our Doctor Strange and Miss America, Young Avengers, what's her name? America Chavez.
Oh, yes.
They're running through portals through the multiverse from Dark Doctor Strange.
Okay.
Yeah. That is just a rumor. I don't know if it's, of course they're not going to confirm
Doctor Strange.
Yeah. So, if he's sitting there long enough watching over this thing, and Killmonger's logic starts to make sense to him, because, it's, he had good reason, wrong thing for good reasons,
Yeah.
The time can do weird things, especially loneliness and all this kind of thing, and he,
we don't know how long he was there. When we watched the episode to when the Watcher came, was like, I need your help, and we don't know how long he was actually there.
Yeah.
So, but he had enough sense to be like, hey, let me help. I'm look. You need the tentacle monster. I'll call him out. We'll do the thing. We'll be happy to help. And he was literally the key to them winning.
Yeah. I mean, he had to do reparations for what he did, but now he's done that, and I guess he's still kind of doing that by watching over it. But I mean, what they say, power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Over time, he might go mad, and then we get like
Infinity Strange.
Dude,
A strange.
if they wanted to, he could be like the big bad. The big bad.
He could be the worst thing that they've had to ever deal with.
Yeah, they better hope that he never
Because he's a
decides he's...
he's a warlock. At this point, it's called him a warlock.
Yeah, who's gonna fight him?
And if he figures out a way to like keep them frozen, which he probably can, keep them frozen, just like slowly pluck out the Infinity Stones, and then just because homie did just go.
I know.
I
know.
like,
Ultron was like, what?
wait.
He's like, the universe, the entire galaxy was exploding and imploding, and he just goes, cough drop.
Minty.
I'm saying,
So I'm like, huh. Yeah, the fight was insane. The animations were great. This episode as a whole was good. I just wanted more. They even had a moment to where like everybody was just kind of like chilling, with like that camaraderie thing, and with like a lot of
in the pub,
in the pub and on the clip, the cliff.
Sure. My bad. That was a bad joke.
Killmonger, the whole time was, he was just gonna be a problem. The second he had the Ultron head, and was going,
dude.
it's like
I mean, Gamora nailed it. She's like, do you trust him? He's like, I trust everybody.
sorry, cause that's your problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, like looking at him, like, God, could you not? Could you not though? I mean, you could easily not Killmonger. You could not. And he's like, no, I think I am. T'Challa still being cool, was like, cousin, please calm down. He's like, I'm not your cousin. I killed mine already.
Last appearance.
And that was it. That was the Chadwick Boseman's last go. Oh,
Sorry to bring it down.
well, thanks for coming, folks. That's the end of the show.
With the purple background.
Thor, party Thor, I guess only child Thor was actually what he is.
Like, how did he even get the tattoo? But if we see Party Thor show up in Love and Thunder, because it's Taika Waititi and he goes, multiverse?
Multiverse. I can use it? Are you sure I can use it? Because I'm about to make him appear twice.
Dude, so with the announcement of Adam Warlock, like, obviously that deal has been done for probably months.
Yes.
So it's very possible that he makes an appearance or an after credit scene or something in Love and Thunder. Putting it out there. I like that idea.
Yes.
And that would be a perfect intro too.
Would be. I'm super excited.
Because the Guardians, I'm pretty sure the Guardians are showing up in Thor, Love and Thunder.
They have to be. That's where at least that's where it's going to start.
Yeah.
Because we got to see Thor get back into Thor shape.
Yeah. But if we have any weird acting Thor and we see a tattoo, a science tattoo, I'm gonna freak out. I want to see this crossover so bad.
Oh man, that'd be so cool. All right, what else happened in that episode besides all the ridiculous fighting? Zora.
Viva Las Vegas, zombies.
Oh yeah. So and that was the other thing. They tied every episode that we've seen so far into the finale. Mm-hmm. Like they were trying to get the Soul Stone? Yeah, they were trying to get the Soul Stone from him.
Which I don't know how Black Widow was able to just hold the Soul Stone and just snatch it when she drove by on her bike.
Clint was able to do the same thing in Endgame. Because the Soul Stone works differently than the others. Because it's a soul.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. He did wake up with it in his hand.
Yeah.
That's right. You're right.
So the Soul Stone works different than the others. Power Stone is power.
Yeah.
Reality, I'm pretty sure, like, if you hold it, your hand might sort of...
Yeah, I mean, as the ether, it was inside of Jane. So.
Yeah. So...
But, I mean, that could very well be the lead into her getting cancer for, Mighty Thor and all that.
Because
For
I
Love
know
and
how the
Thunder.
Mighty Thor ends, and it's fine.
Well, then, man, I can't wait till I enjoy exploring all these other aspects of the MCU and building and introducing all these different things or whatever. But once we get back to like proper Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Guardians, like it's just gonna feel like home again. You know what I mean?
Yes. It will feel real good. Shang-Chi's the first origin story we've had in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, oddly enough, fit in nicely with the whole anime with this episode.
Super, yeah.
Yeah. So they're pulling. This seems like they pulled everything from Phase 1.
Yeah.
No, because Black Panther was not Phase 1.
It was phase
Was it?
3.
Was it? Okay.
When did it come out? It came out right before Infinity War.
Oh, yeah, it did. Yeah, that's right. Because his first appearance was Civil War.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they didn't know that Black Panther was going to be.
gonna blow up.
Yeah, so he was just barely in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, barely in Infinity War.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, man, yeah,
Did not know. Man.
yeah. Should have used man's a whole lot more.
Sleeping on them. But yeah, so T'Challa stole the Soul Stone. We're jumping around heavy. So T'Challa stole the Soul Stone. Everybody was like, all right, cool. Just dump stuff on him to hold him off. And
Poetic Justice blowing his arm off.
yes.
Claw.
And then as they were leaving, he's like, well, I'm going to hold him off. And then it's like, zombies? How's zombies going to hold him off? So I wasn't just calling the zombies. He was calling in one particular. And I was like, oh, it's going to be so cool. That was the other moment.
Oh, yeah. And she was like, what?
So there are these like weird comedy moments that are just like inserted. Mm-hmm. The same thing happened with the Vision Ultron episode where like Thanos showed up and he went and split him right in half. And it was those weird like...
Yeah, or the Watcher would be like, I chose them.
Yeah,
it's like, weird.
Those weird comedy moments. And like the zombies getting dropped on him, Ultron then getting out and then seeing Baba Yaga, who is Scarlet Witch zombie. And I was like, oh, they're going to have a really cool like fight that I'm not going to see. And then he was like, no, Vince. And then he just like... Sorry. He just like wiped her out. And I was like, all right, that's fine, I guess. Fine, that's cool, y'all. She was such a threat, but now she's not. I could, that's fine. Even though her power came from Infinity Stone. Whatever, okay.
But he's got all of them.
But whatever, it's
and
fine.
And they, when they come together, it's more.
You know who else had all of them? Thanos.
Thanos didn't have the imagination or the will.
To put it in armor, I guess.
So there was a question of how did the Infinity Stones work in different universes? Because in the comics, they don't cross. Plus, we've already seen in Loki that outside of a certain point, they're paperweights, like they're useless, right?
Yes.
But the writers came out, or the head writer, I think the showrunner maybe, came out and was like, okay, so the way it works literally is like his outfit, like he is an Infinity Gauntlet. Mm-hmm. And so he's literally punching through realities. And that's why every time he appears, it's like all fractured and broken. And so it's not him actually using the Infinity Stones
it's just him sapping the power to power
Yeah,
himself.
he's basically just punching through it.
Okay. That makes sense. That's
Yeah.
Yes, that makes sense. Cause
Yeah. So he's not actually like just traveling through.
Yeah.
You know, like the Watcher does.
the Infinity Stones
He's breaking
are
reality every time.
batteries for him. Is in a sense what they're
Yeah.
saying. Okay. Well, neat.
Yeah, which is insane. Could you imagine? Like, I know. So I mean, I know Ultron is high artificial intelligence, but Killmonger, like that brain behind, if he had, good God. But at the same time, he has different motivations. So once he had control of the world and had destroyed everybody he wanted to, then he'd just probably just sit around and be bored. Nah, he'd come up with something else. Yeah.
He comes something else.
Just like Ultron, like, I need something else.
Yes. I don't know what he would come up with after he rewrote all of history, but he would come up with something.
Yeah. And there's another theory. So, like, when we saw Gamora and Tony Stark on Nidavellir, I think is what it's called. So they already had the Infinity Gauntlet, but Thanos hadn't collected the stones yet. So it was like, okay,
Stuff super hard.
yeah. So how did he I think Petrie is his name. Peter Dinklage's character did his hand. He still had his hands, and so Thanos hadn't come and taken his hands yet. So the theory is, the working theory is that we saw the Infinity Gauntlet way back in Thor. Remember, it was in Odin's treasure room or whatever, and Hela called it out that it was fake. So the idea is that back when Odin was a conqueror with Hela, he actually commissioned the gauntlet through Petrie or whatever his name is.
The original gauntlet.
Yeah, and so that's why there was already one. But when he realized what it would take to get the Soul Stone, he had a moment, and he was like, "Well, no, I can't do
I'm
this."
out.
Yeah,
Here, keep it.
and that's when Hela was like, "What?" And he had to banish her.
Yeah. Because he would have threw Thor off a cliff.
Or Frigga.
Or Frigga.
Yeah, which I would. She ain't having that.
No.
you want to do what?
You want to? Okay, cool. Bye. Yeet off a cliff. Who would have been there?
I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Who would have been the Guardian? Who was the Guardian before Red Skull? I wonder. I don't know. But Ross Marquand is slowly gathering characters and Infinity Stones.
Yes.
Which, I mean, I love to see it. He is an amazing actor and talent from The Walking Dead, of course, because that's what they seem to be pulling people from The Walking Dead and Lord of the Rings.
And say, here, make us bountiful fruit. I could not think of what I wanted to say.
Good recovery.
Yes. Anything else?
Let's see.
All right.
I can't think of anything else.
Let me ask you this then. So the Guardians of the Multiverse are existed. Who do you think could be the big bad for season 2?
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange?
Doctor. I mean, Zola was really cool to see.
Oh man, they finally did Zola.
Yeah.
In Vision's body.
Dude, man, just
Or
like when he
Vision's
showed
body.
him, he was like, I like this. I haven't had legs. I want to make this permanent. That was a horrible accent, but man, that was super cool how they did that. It was like, what is this? Who are you? And man, it was. I loved that. It was a cool breakdown. It was a lot like the moment when Ultron took down Jarvis.
Yep. Step in reverse.
Yeah, it's what you get.
Yes.
So, let's see. I mean, there's still the tentacle monster, Shumagorath, or if that's who it is. So, but
I super feel like that's gonna be a Captain Carter only thing. If we keep seeing her, like if she's a reoccurring story and character, I feel like that's gonna be her deal.
Okay.
The whole time.
Yeah, I definitely feel like they will continue in those different multiverses alone, and then we'll have maybe them and others come in because they've said that they're going to start pulling from other newer characters. Like we might see Shang-Chi on the next one, which dude is super OP.
Yes.
They're going to have to figure out some kind of thing just to take him down a notch, just like Captain Marvel. Otherwise, what you going to do, man?
Hit him with the Nerf button.
Yeah, exactly. They're going to have to. I mean, Adam Warlock.
We didn't get. No, we got a
Magus.
Guardians. We got a Guardians episode, but we didn't get any like Rocket or Groot or anything like that. Like,
I mean, we did see Rocket. He was like in the sink and Party
Yeah.
Thor in Vegas, but that was it.
that was it. No Rocket, no different Groot. We still have the Gamora episode coming. There's new characters they could do things with. I'm trying to think what other villain that they had. Now, more than any time, they could do an animated thing for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to throw that in there if they really wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a hardcore fan base for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that want it to tie in bad.
Because they had one, but the only kicker now, if it ties in, the villain that I want more than anything is dead. And that means nothing anymore. Graviton's gone. So, unless they redo Graviton, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. can stay over there.
They could bring in Ghost Rider.
They could bring in Ghost Rider. They could do a Ghost Rider episode. They could give a solo Hulk episode since they're not going to give a solo Hulk movie.
Yeah. Oh, that was surprising not to see Hulk as one of the.
Because Mark Ruffalo came back.
Yeah, he did.
So
Yeah, and I forgot to look to see if shoot, who was it that I was wondering if it was them? I can't remember. It wasn't. Oh, Gamora. I was wondering if it was actually. Shoot, what's her name? I keep wanting to say Thandie Newton, but that's like her doppelganger. That's not actually her. Z. There's a Z in her name.
Oh, you mean the actress?
Yeah, the actress.
Nope, you asked me, so now I can't remember.
Who is another one that has like the Triple Crown and she's been in everything?
No. I know her name, but yeah, we'll get it later. Yeah, that's one. There, Star-Lord didn't get no love. They gave like in some of the episodes they did like. Here's if this happened, then this would have happened. So Star-Lord doesn't become Star-Lord; he becomes assistant manager at whatever Burger King.
The DQ that his mom worked at.
Yeah.
And then Ego shows up, still trying to drain his power, and he's like, "Oh, this won't take long, only 1,000 years or so." It's like, what?
Yeah. And so we were in the middle of that happening while T'Challa got bloop, picked up.
Hey, Shanna.
Hey.
Thanks
Hey,
for
dear.
liking the stream.
Thank you. So yeah, I'm trying to think of what else there could be. Well, so Loki appeared as a villain in one of the universes.
Yeah.
Ultron was the big bad from this. Thanos showed up several times in several different forms. Of the Avengers movies, that's it. And I don't think anybody else had a big enough villain on their own. They could
Dormammu. I'm trying to think.
I'm over
Red Skull.
big old giant color
they
clouds.
They squashed Red Skull.
They
super
squashed
quick.
Red Skull first episode.
They got Ross Marquand waiting in the wings.
Ironmonger's not like a threat.
Yeah. Ooh, what if Ironmonger
One?
became Iron Man? That would be interesting.
What if he
He has his own box of scraps.
What if Ironmonger won?
That would be interesting.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, they're...
Dude, I want to see. We barely saw Scott Lang. I want to see his crew animated.
Yes. That'd be
Yeah,
fun.
we could. So I mean, we saw Hope Van Dyne shortly.
All right, you may dislike it, but this is the only redeeming factor for Iron Man 3. Only thing.
I thought it was fun. I like Shane
What
Black.
if?
It's got to be a Christmas movie.
What if Iron Man? What if the Mandarin faced the Mandarin?
But yeah,
Quotations.
but it's what's his face from AIM.
Yeah.
That would be interesting. I mean, if he
it's-
still had the 10 rings,
Yeah.
no contest.
No contest at all.
Yeah.
It's
Fire.
literally,
Oh,
it's
okay,
literally
buddy.
him just gonna be standing there like, who all you got? You better bring them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they could still do. They could do. They could do a superior Iron Man story. I don't know. There's a lot that they could
Yeah.
do.
They haven't really explored a whole lot of Spider-Man either.
No,
I mean, he showed up, but that wasn't.
he was
it
in
wasn't even Tom
zombies.
Holland.
It was neat.
Yeah.
It was neat that it was in zombies. I enjoyed it. What if Spider-Man? I don't really know.
I mean, Spider Supreme. They could
go.
hardcore.
Yeah, they could go Spider Supreme. But I'm trying to think of what else they could do for Spider-Man.
I mean, he's already doing the multiverse thing, so
Yeah, if we're like,
maybe he's just busy on his own. Like, how does it? So, I know it's the multiverse, but it's just, Spider-Man just got like his own little corner of the multiverse.
or all the Spider-Men just kind of like chill. They have a pub.
Yeah,
Everybody shows
yeah,
up.
exactly. Uncle Ben is the bartender.
Everybody cries when they come in just for a split moment. Uncle Ben.
And there is no universe where Uncle Ben lives, because that's one of the main rules. Uncle Ben never comes back.
No, well, it's an absolute point.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
I do want to see all the different. I want to see Scarlet Spider and all the Superior Spider-Man, all
Yes.
that kind of stuff.
Spider-Man 2099. Yeah.
Which we will see in the new Spider-Verse. They're calling it Across the Spider-Verse, I think is what they're calling it.
So now they're going out across the Spider-Verse.
I mean, we can thank Thony. Thank
Thony.
Sony for that.
Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta.
We can thank Sony for introducing the general populace to the multiverse idea and popularizing that and kind of normalizing that. They did that right. They did that right. And I give Sony a lot of flack for what they've done with the past two Spider-Man iterations. But the first two Spider-Man movies, Tobey Maguire, perfecto. Even though the...
All right. I'm going to call it.
Uh-oh.
I'm calling it right now. What's today? October 14th at 10:51. Oh, crap. I got to go. At 10:51.
That's probably why Shay liked the thing. He's like...
At 10:51 p.m., the season 2 villain will be a Kang.
That makes sense. Because, yeah, they've got to build that out.
They got to build that out. And if they're going on record to say, what if characters could show up in other MCU things? With Loki ending the way that it did and the way that this ended, and we know now that homies can just do this, and if the Watcher's watching and if somebody hears the Watcher talking, they'll be like, who said that? And then they come after the Watcher. Homie could easily just start, all right, I need to get some more people.
Dude, yeah. The Watcher versus Kang.
Honey, where's my Loki?
He just locks the Watcher up in a back room and throws away the key or something.
The council has been looking for you for a while, Watcher. Yeah, they just walk this. Oh man.
So that's another thing with the Watcher and the whole timeline thing, because it was revealed in this episode that he knew how it would end. Like Doctor Strange was like, you saw all this before you chose us. Like you knew that Eric Killmonger would, like, it was all about just keeping the stones, in flux, know. And so that's why he chose him, even though it seemed like a really bad choice, obviously. So when he was in the Party Thor thing and Ultron showed up and he was surprised, he went back. And that's when we saw the episode after that was him going actually back in time to watch it
happen.
Yeah, so for him, time is a straight line, but for us, he was jumping around. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
2 points that happen at the same time. He's watching one here, and if he's like, "Oh, wait, hold on.
Yeah, he just hits a rewind
Oh,
button.
neat.
Yeah,
Well, that makes sense."
he just goes.
But that might be a problem. Hold on.
Yeah,
I need my Loki.
playing some 3D chess, big
Yes.
time.
So yeah. All right. Well, that's my call. I'm Babe Ruthing it. Just kidding.
You're calling it very nice. Or
All right.
yeah, is that Casey at the back? Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth did that too. Okay.
Ruth did that
Okay.
too.
All right. So, do you have anything else?
I'm done.
All right. Yep. I just want to see him shout Viva Las Vegas and Thor Love and Thunder. Next in the MCU, we've got next Disney Plus show is Hawkeye on November 24th. And like Quinn said, they will drop the first 2 episodes. And that looks like a great show. It's going to be a lot of fun, especially building the Christmas spirit, getting into that right at the end of November, about Thanksgiving. And then, but as far as movies go, of course, we've got Venom 2 in theaters right now that is being tied to the MCU. And we've got Eternals on November 5th, less than a month away. And they dropped a big teaser on it where Kevin Feige was talking about how they play out. And there's the thinkers and, or I think Chloe Zhao said that maybe. I can't remember who. Anyway, somebody said that there's the thinkers and then there's the fighters. Basically, if you break them down into types.
Yep.
And they are OP too. And so it
Really OP.
when it kind of like when he said that it's going to change, redefine the MCU, it's basically like when you're watching an ant through a microscope and you think that's all there is, and you watch the life of this ant. That's what we have been watching up until the point with Thanos. We were about to zoom out and realize that there is an entire ecosystem, a cosmos.
Thanos was just the tip of a pinky. These guys are about to raise up the other 4 fingers, and you're about to get slapped in the face, turned around, and like, oh snap! What is that thing, and why is it looking at me with 6 eyes?
With the Celestials. I mean, just like Dane Whitman saying, where were you during all these horrible things that happened? It's like, from a cosmic point of view, like those were just road bumps, bro.
Yeah.
Like we've got to step up. Now there's a Celestial trying to destroy your planet. That's us. That's
that's us.
we're on deck.
What's this guy doing? He's trying to drop a meteor and wipe out all the human race? He's a robot, not a guy? Neat. All right, cool.
Yeah, the Avengers can handle that.
Yeah, they got that. Thor's there? Oh, they'll be fine. The Hulk? Homie, why'd you even call me? I ought to blast you with my eye-beams.
Yeah. So, I mean, the Eternals is also going to be the second longest MCU film.
Oh.
Yeah, behind Infinity, or not Infinity War,
Endgame?
but Endgame. It is an epic, and they are doing something that they've never done before, and that's why Angelina Jolie and all these different people signed up for it, because there is this big family dynamic, and there is so much more going on with each character that they have to explore. For instance, Angelina Jolie's character, a lot was
Poking the enemy.
Yeah. So a lot was revealed with like a Monopoly game that came out that kind of showed like some of their background. So Cersei's character deals with this kind of dementia that I forget what it's called or even how it's pronounced, but it's basically like when you've lived for so long, you kind of lose yourself and where you are in time and all this stuff because you've got a lot to
so
sort.
many lifetimes.
Yeah, exactly. And so when we first see her, she kind of attacks one of them, and so that might just be her not remembering for a second before she's like, oh wait. Yep. And I think we've seen this before with like, you know, wizards and other movies, like there was a time when, you know, all that kind of stuff, you know. So it's kind of like that where like there's a lot going on, and she might actually be dealing with, that's why she is kind of having issues with her powers and waning and all these different things, because there's a lot of personal issues with each one of these things, because they are eternal OP overpowered beings, yet they still have this brokenness and this humanity type to them, because they're basically just the way they're humans with all this other stuff tacked on.
Dylan, the description you gave is this movie is gonna be a whole bunch of Supermen.
Yeah, and I'm kind of excited though, because it might actually open people's eyes to how to handle Superman, because I forget who it was classically said that, I think it was Avi Arad, that said that Superman is unrelatable because he's impenetrable, but that's only physically, like that is only one dimension of Superman. Like he's so much more. He's
just
emotionally, he's an
boy.
orphan. He's a man out of time. Like there's so many other things that you can deal with on Superman, and that you can write for Superman, and that is another soapbox of mine. It's just like
When he becomes a dad.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then another announcement. His son is is bisexual. A lot of people are pissed about that.
It's fine.
It's a new character anyways. It's not the same Superman. And even if it was, so what? Whatever. There are multiverse versions.
It's John Kent. If you haven't read the comics, I'll catch up super quick. It's John Kent after Superman passes on the actual Superman mantle to him, because Superman no longer has his powers.
Oh,
He's
wow.
no longer Superman. He even like put together a team like on Earth. You guys will be like, if you all work together, you could add up to be me. And then he also passed it off to his actual son.
Yeah, so basically, what if this were a DC podcast? And if you want to say that, if you want to hear that, and you want us to see other things, then hit up that Patreon and like and subscribe and all that good stuff, so we can kind of climb in the numbers and all that jazz.
Oh dear God.
Excuse me. I don't have anything else. Do you? Something else just hit you up.
All right, so let's just say, for giggles, Spider-Man makes $100 million on merchandise alone, and the creator gets 5% of that. That's $5 million.
You're still working those gears on this.
God, it's so much money. How?
Yeah.
I can't even fathom $50 million. I would like to go.
You go home and sleep on this. We need to create our own thing, man. We need to stop talking about other people's shit and make our own shit.
Okay.
Quinn's over here like... What? All right, so yeah, I don't have anything else. Do you?
I'm good.
You think you are. So yeah, thanks for joining us, and we hope that you'll join us live for every other podcast that we do, whether it's The Walking Dead, which the last one will be this Sunday until February, and then we're getting our Sunday nights back. And, of course, every Thursday we plan on talking Marvel stuff, and we'll figure out what we're going to talk about by next week. Maybe we'll talk about Venom or whatever if we go see it. But that announcement will be made later on. Just follow us on Twitter and all that good stuff. And or shoot us an idea. Yeah, that'd be great, too.
Shoot us an idea. Want us to review a video game? Maybe. Who knows? Oh.
So, yep, that's where I am. Yeah, next Thursday, 9:30. We hope that you will join us live and hit us up in the chats, because it's fun to chat.
She-hat.
Yeah, even though we got each other, we're cool, but it'd be fun to talk to you too. So please like, subscribe, and hit that little bell icon, so that you know when we drop new videos, when we go live. And if you haven't yet, hit the like button on whatever platform you're watching, hit the like button. And check out the website at www.broken.pictures.com.
That's
Just
weird.
throw it out there. And we'll see you next time. This is Dylan.
I'm Quinn.
And peace.
Bye.